So she doesn't know what the difference is, but she's noticing a difference. And it feels like I can breathe, is what she says. Like,
Okay.
and that's about what she can give me on that. And so the steroids in some way are helping relieve some pressure for her. How much, we won't know more until later. I keep hearing and seeing, looking at it, that it's going to probably shrink more than the doctors realize. Because sometimes they give you all the bad news, but then they always say you possibilities of could, but then the vets always have a certain amount of doubt that's like. And so right now, currently, she's going to surpass some doubts, which is a plus. Hello, my name is Ruth Barkley, and welcome to Taste Your Magic. This is a company I've been building for a while now, and it's unique in the sense of there's a lot of leaders and individuals out there that are discovering that they do things a little differently. And in that, sometimes it can conflict their life and sometimes it can benefit their life. And we're here to help you discover more about who you are, answer some questions, and allow you to evolve your gifts in a way that will support you and all of your creations that you're wanting to have in your life. And we do this through retreats, private work, mentoring, classes and events, and now our YouTube channel. And today what we're going to do is do readings, live readings, and soon we're going to have it so we interact with you guys and have it live as we go. But for now, I like to categorize them in 3 different sections. Oracle readings, which is anything about you, anything that's going on with you, about your gifts, about your questions of your life, of things that maybe are happening, have happened, anything about you. And then we have animal communication, where we speak with your animals, and they can either be here or they can be passed on even. We can still communicate with them that way. And then the last category is angel connections, and this is medium work. So this is communicating with loved ones who have passed on. And today we have a little bit of an emergency happening. And the way this connected was divinely orchestrated. And we have Jolene with us today, and she brought her beautiful dog. And will you just share a little bit of what's going on with you and your dog right now? And first say her name and what she is and how old she is.
Eris is a 6-year-old German Shepherd. And today's Friday. And on Tuesday, I just happened to see her out in the snow. And as I was watching her, she didn't look like she could get up. And I thought, well, that's kind of strange. So I watched her for a minute, and I'm like, yeah, she's not getting up. So I went out and helped her in the house, and she literally just kind of laid down when I got her in the house. And just her back end, and she just wasn't moving. And so I, what's wrong?
Yeah.
You want her to tell me what's wrong. And decided, I need to get her into an emergency vet. So I did that. And they said, well, it's probably a slip disc. We'll give you muscle relaxers and inflammation tablets and take her and she'll be good. And when I went to leave the clinic, she literally fell down.
Oh.
So I went back in. I'm like, that you can't. There's something more. And they ran her blood. Her blood is good.
Wow.
Her X-rays didn't show anything, but they also just X-rayed kind of like her stomach and different things. And so from there, I was actually heading out of town for work, and I'm like, well, if she'll be sedated with the pain relaxer, so hopefully she'll just rest and take her with me. And because I had a class the next day, got up and the next day got to southern Utah, and she wasn't able to move at all.
Wow.
Just completely was able to kind of move her head, and that was it.
Wow.
So I took her to another ER and left her there, and she said, well, let's look and see, let's watch her. And she called me back in a couple of hours, and I apologize, I don't remember the name, but the eyes were moving back and forth really fast. So she said, this is neurological. So at first I was like, crap, I should have just left the dog home, But then as I got down there and a whole bunch of details, but I was going to just head back to Salt Lake, and there's no neurologists that were available. So I called the clinic back. I got halfway to, back north, or not halfway, but halfway to to Cedar City, and called the clinic, and they said, well, we could get you into one in Vegas. And I said, hook me up because I'm going. Because it was that piece that all these things just weren't matching, how that would work. So I turned around and drove down, and they were waiting for us and expecting us. And it's a clinic that has an MRI. And that's, from the neurological, that's what she recommended was, let's get her in for the neurology. So I had to wait till yesterday. So this is going on for 3 days. Poor dog's just like down. So when they did an MRI on Thursday morning and found that she has a tumor on her pituitary gland, and found the tumor on the pituitary gland, but it's so large that the pressure on it is what's stopping all of the, I can't remember all the names, vestibular, flow and everything. So her spinal fluid isn't able to move because it's putting so much pressure. And so then it's the pressure, the tumor, that's actually making the eyes jiggle. And then, like I said, I apologize, I don't know all the words. And then it's the pressure that's building up of the spinal fluid is why she's not paralyzed, but she isn't able to move because they have me pinching her toes and moving her legs, and she can feel that and she'll pull it back. She just she can't function. So she's a 75, 80 pound glob. So with that, they said that it was so large, and there's only 2 clinics in the U.S. that actually deal with dog tumors in their brain. One was in Florida and one was in Ohio. And then it's not a candidate, this particular type, for laser, because she said if they lasered it and it actually broke it open or exploded it, it would be the end of everything right there. So that's where we are. So I wanted to get her back home. She was actually bought as my son's dog, but she's become my companion. So I've had her for the full 6 years. And so she's, and it's one of those that I've just I put my head to her, and, and it was really great when I got to the clinic. She immediately sat up and just started to cry, and not sat up, but put her head up. And the doctor said, oh, that's the best thing we've seen her do all day.
Wow.
And she's like, if you can take her, because that was my intention when I went there. I'm like, there's no reason to leave her here. Can I take her home? And she said, yeah, because the only thing they were going to do was keep her stable. I've been her mama for 6 years, and so I'm like, and I was actually called a friend, and she's a nurse, and so we're like, we'll take it. So we got her back over there. So that's just kind of where I'm at. And when I reached out to a friend that knew you, I just knew you had the capability. You had helped her with her dog. In stages of her life that she didn't know what to do. You think in your mind you know what they want, but you don't know what they want, and you're always struggling with this piece that, are you making the right decisions?
Right.
And I feel comfortable with what I chose. Right now, the option is steroids to hopefully shrink the tumor, but they said I should know within 4 to 5 days of that. And then
you can make another decision after that.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at.
Wow. It is hard being the parents, the mother of the baby animals, and what's going on, to be just clear with anything at all. And so what type of questions do you have for me? How can we talk to her and ask her what your needs are, your questions?
As I visualize her, I'm trying to visualize shrinking the,
Good.
the tumor.
That's a good one.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I noticed when I was driving, I was like really focusing, laser focus, because I have been, learning about that and visualizing those things and really, focusing on whatever it is. I actually looked it up on the phone, so I knew exactly where it was prior to going in and seeing the MRI. And I'd already started thinking that, and starting, we were looking up stones and moonstones and put my beads on her and, and energy and stuff. So I guess my biggest thing is I don't want her to suffer. I don't want her in a space that she's suffering. And this for now is to make sure that to me, I'm going to cross all the T's and dot all the I's to do that. I want to know in the space where she's at, because I see that helplessness in her eyes, and that's hard.
Yeah.
When you can't know what she's saying and it's like, Mama, help me. So my questions, am I doing the right thing? Is it better to let her go and not try that? So I guess,
what is her side of things?
What is her want? Because my honest belief in anymore is, or what I've come around to as I've experienced dogs, unfortunately, they don't live a long time. And I feel like they come to us at different times and give us certain things. Mm-hmm. And I hope I give, I see it. What have I given her? And is her time done of what she was giving me? And it's really interesting because I just want to know where she's at and where she's comfortable and
her thoughts on things.
And her thoughts are, does she know of something that I don't know?
Yeah.
That we don't know, because if we're trusting people that have been trained in this, but to truly feel like we know, and they're like, look over there, go look over there, and so is there something? I mean, I've been reaching out to people that I'm okay to try different modalities. Yeah. I believe in the energy work. I believe in, all of those things. I know God gave us gifts, and finding people like yourself that have those gifts to guide us and help put those together so we can comfort an animal that I don't have the communication skills. I wish I did. And know that I'm doing the right thing for her, because where she's at right now, she's literally in the back of my car, and they put a harness on her, and I've got to pick her up and move her, and
a lot to it. Yeah,
and you can just tell by the eyes, she's, is she yearning for, I'm doing the right thing?
Right.
Or is she in pain? I don't even know that.
Right.
I don't even know if she's in pain.
Well, let's talk to her. Yeah?
Yes, please.
And so just setting it clear that, I'm not a licensed vet or anything of this nature. And so I appreciate that you're still including the vets in this and stuff. And I get to connect with her and communicate with her with the answers that you're asking for right now. She's a patient dog, which is really neat. She describes a lot of colors that keep passing by her. So she says what's been neat about this, if you were to say is a good point, is she sees the waves of colors coming through every so often. So she'll see things normal, and then she'll see things color. And color's not very normal for dogs to be able to see. They've got a very... they're colorblind. They have a very, very few colors they see. And so for her, that's been almost enchanting. Those are my words, right? But like mesmerizing for her. And like a little blessing that she as a dog gets to experience colors that she has assumed is what you see. And so that's a blessing that she's liking. With another part of it, she says it's not really pain. It's more of uncomfortable, like awkward, uncomfortable, like if something starts wearing on one side, she can't just move. And so it's more of she doesn't know how to communicate comfort, that she wants comfort. And she understands that that's kind of just a process right now. Her feet get cold. She's talking about her feet have been getting cold. So if you can help her out with, because when you've touched her and stuff, she feels the warmth of your hands and she likes that. So wherever she can have a little bit of warmth, and she's just telling me that you know her good enough that you'll probably find it better than me trying to tell you where to look for warmth, because it changes. So she's like, just trust it. We know each other enough.
Okay.
So she's asking for warmth in different areas, especially in her paws randomly. Not all the time, but randomly. And I would imagine it's because of circulation and all the nerves that are happening there. She hears really good. Her hearing is really, really good. She's not ready to go.
Okay.
She wants you to try this out. She's looking forward to the possibilities of what this can feel like. And this has happened. They gave it to her, like 7 hours ago? The steroid?
I gave her one this morning at about 7 a.m.
And was that her first one or her second one?
No, it would have been her second. She had some yesterday.
She's noticing a difference.
Oh, okay.
So she doesn't know what the difference is, but she's noticing a difference. And it feels like I can breathe, is what she says. Like,
okay.
And that's about what she can give me on that. And so the steroids in some way are helping relieve some pressure for her. How much, we won't know more until later. I keep hearing and seeing, looking at it, that it's going to probably shrink more than the doctors realize. Because sometimes they give you all the bad news, but then they always say you possibilities of could, but then the vets always have a certain amount of doubt that's like. And so right now, currently, she's going to surpass some doubts, which is a plus. She wants you to keep trying with it. She doesn't enjoy the other dog as close as she is to her all the time.
And they're both in the car there together. It's the hound dog.
Like, I get it, but I don't like it if you're asking comfort.
You're in my space.
Yeah,
That's funny because I don't put them together, but sometimes I have to put them in the same kennel.
It's like,
that's good to know.
Yeah, it's a little bit lot for her, but she's patient. She's a patient dog.
She is patient.
And so anytime you can allow space for the two of them, that will help, because the other one gets anxiety pretty quick sometimes, and she doesn't know what to do with that anxiety. Neither one of them know what to do with that.
Man, you're pegging both of them right on the,
And so it's like, as far as you and her, she says that it's going to last a little while. It's going to last a little while for you two. And I can't quite tell, she can't even quite tell what that means, right? What's a while? I just know there's going to be a lot more to it. So your relationship. And she says it's been great. It's been great being with you. It's been great. It's like, it's not like a mother-daughter situation. It's more of like sisters. Is how she feels, right?
Hey, she is. She's my buddy. She's, in fact, when I talked to her at the vet yesterday, I'm like, you ready? We still got hikes to go on. And she was like,
she's like,
her eyes just was like, yeah.
Okay, we're okay. It's just a little minor setback. That's how she views it. She's really optimistic. She feels a difference happening already. She's so grateful that you gave her that just time, that space to figure out more. She's like, I would have been fine if you didn't, but wow, thank you so much for doing that for us, is how she keeps saying it, for us. Thanks for doing that for us.
Yeah.
I can't see the food situation. What's happening with the food situation? Is she eating okay?
No, she did last night, and I was like, "Oh, I'll make you whatever you want." And this morning, she was like, "Yeah," but it almost this morning seemed like she was more down than she was up. But they said it could be due to the sedation of the MRI, and as well, And I haven't tried to feed her anymore today. Yeah.
She's okay not eating very much right now.
Oh, okay.
Like her body will be okay. Everything will be okay if she doesn't eat very much.
Panic, you're like, oh,
yeah,
do you
she's
need
not
food?
eating. Yeah, she's okay with that.
Okay.
Just a couple more things, and then we'll give you some tools to go home with her. She's saying not only the back of the head, but if you can help her with your hands on the front of her head, like you do with your head here.
Oh, okay.
Except for she's asking for your hands
to do
too.
My hands.
And help the brain, because there is some swelling through the brain off and on. That's happening with reactions to all of it, right? Not just one thing. And her ears. So you can look up pressure points to help relieve stuff, but she says her ears help a lot, especially right here where that divot and it connects. If you kind of massage that and work that a little bit and stuff, it helps her a little bit.
Okay.
But so far, she's like, I'm here with you. I'm optimistic, and I hear you. I think I see color like you, and let her know if there's anything that, say, okay, we're going to move you, try to help me. Because she wants to try it. Try moving your right leg. Try moving your ribs. Try moving your shoulders. Try moving, okay? And then help her feel it a little bit more, and that will help her
know what I'm referencing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then sometimes that activates the body on its own. Whether or not this is all working the way it's supposed to or not, sometimes miracles happen. So that's the biggest thing.
Okay.
That I'm getting right now. And like I said, we can talk some more after, but quite an emergency coming in. We're really, really, really grateful that you have shared this with us and been vulnerable with the situation. And this is going to help a lot of people. And thank you so much for watching this. And if anything, send some prayers their way. And very optimistic is the conclusion right now. And maybe we'll keep you guys updated on the situation, how this goes. Is that okay with you? If we let them know?
Yeah. I mean, I'll take all the prayers and all of the energy.
Well, thank you for driving all the way from Vegas, all the way up here. And we're thanking your beautiful dog also, and cheering you on.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thank you, and we will stay tuned to give you some more information when we know further on.